Hi, this is Christine with Stampin' Up, and for this video I am featuring the Under My Umbrella stamp set and the Umbrella Builder Punch. I love both of these sets. I'm also going to be, instead of traditional stamping, I'm going to be using my Stampin Blends to color a mostly white card. Just going to color the images. So we'll dive right in. Just going to peel off the back of the stamps, and here we go. So I'm going to start with my umbrella, and I'm going to stamp that in Memento black ink. So these images that are kind of open lined images are really good for coloring, whether you're using markers. I really love my Stampin' Blends, or you could even use coloring pencils, watercolor pencils, anything really, and they'll look amazing. And the other image I want to use is my boots. These are so cute. So here I've got a piece of, I'm using Whisper White cardstock. I've cut a piece that's just a shade smaller than my card base. So this is the actual image piece. And 2 sets of boots and an umbrella. So I'm going to start with the coloring, and then we'll get back to finishing the card. So the Stampin' Blends come in a light and a dark shade of each, which allows you to blend the colors and really do a bit of that kind of shading. They have a paintbrush type tip, which is nice, as well as the other side is more traditional marker. So I'm just starting dark, and I'll be able to do a bit of shading. And then with my lighter shade, I can just blend those together. So the key is to work while it's still wet to be able to get a nice blending effect. If you let the color dry completely, then it's a little harder to get that coloring blend. Now these markers are very wet, so they can bleed, so you want to be careful near your edges. There we go, and I'm just going to do the light purple stripe up top. I'm going to use the light smoky slate to do the boot soles as well, just to have those be a little bit different. Just taking a little break from Christmas cards to show you these markers. So they work really well with any kind of open lined image. Next I'm going to use Just Jade for the second pair of boots. So I'm going to do the same kind of darker shade at the back. On the bottom, and the same on the second boot. You can use just one shade, I often do, but this just adds a little bit of shadow and depth of color. So I'm going over the dark shade and pulling it in where there's no color. And that way you don't have like a dark line followed by the light. There we go. Then we'll do our umbrella. So I'm going to use Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to kind of go dark around my lines. we've been rewatching, binge watching How I Met Your Mother. I don't know if you've seen that show, but there's a yellow umbrella featured in many episodes. And then I'll go in with my light shade and blend that. So it just gives a bit of illusion of the light kind of hitting the umbrella from the top. It's not nighttime rain, it's daytime rain. If you get to a point, so I think my light shade is getting a little dry. There we go. If you get to a point where your colors aren't blending the way you want, there's also, or this is really cool, if you color outside the lines, there is a color lifter. This will only lift the color in like the alcohol markers, sorry. It won't lift the black ink or other outline that you've used. So that gives you kind of a blended color with lights and darks. So I'm going to punch this out. And so to do my punch, I'm just kind of lining it up and pressing partway down to make sure I've got it aligned, and I'm happy with that. So I'll punch it through. Woo! Along with a few other bits. There's a lot you can do with a punch builder. I've seen people make fish with this. I've seen all kinds, and I'm actually going to show you guys a card afterwards that I've done that's quite unconventional, not umbrella-ish at all. So I do want a handle for my umbrella. So I'll punch that out too. All right, so those pieces are done. I want to color my handle as well. I'm going to use the dark smoky slate just to have some color differentiation there. And the alcohol markers dry like super fast. They can also be used to color gemstones and to color our white ribbons. And it just dries really quick and you're done. So I'm going to use a dab of glue to build my umbrella. And I'll put that together. All right, before I stick it to the card though, I want to put my sentiment. So this is my favorite one. Well, I have two favorites on this stamp set. So there's this one, which says, "No matter the weather, we're friends forever." So I'm going to put that up here. The other one that I really love is "Hello Sunshine." It's just so cheery. Oop. Better close my ink. Things are getting messy. All right. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on, just to give it a little lift. Excuse the reach. So these are double-sided foam pieces. And I'm not going to worry about my umbrella handle. It's a pretty small piece, and it's just going to float. So we've got two friends sharing an umbrella. So I'm keeping this card super simple. I've taken a piece of 11 by 8.5 thick cardstock, cut it in half and scored it at the 5.5 mark for a regular sized card. And I'm using Whisper White on Whisper White. So just to bump it up a little bit, I'm going to put dimensionals behind this as well, just to have it show up. So you don't need a ton of dimensionals. The way I try to decide how many I need is if I put this in the post, will it get completely crushed, or will it still look good when it arrives? And that kind of helps me determine how many I need. And I usually don't go too close to the outer edges, just to so that they don't show. So just peel the backs off those. Yikes. And the markers can also be used to do, backgrounds on cards, just add a bit of shading behind behind a punched out image. They're really versatile. I really love mine. So there's our card. I'm just going to use my bone folder to flatten out that fold and make it crisp. So no matter the weather, we're friends forever. Super quick, simple card to put together with the blends. Now this other card does not use the markers. I have used the umbrella punch to make a dress. So I used 3 handles, umbrella handles, to make the hanger. I used the folded up umbrella to make her bodice, and then the actual open umbrella layered up to make the dress. And, oops, rogue dimensional over here. So that was really fun. I thought it'd be a nice, wedding shower or wedding card. And I used the stamps from the stamp set, Showered with Love, and It's Your Day. So I wanted to show you that. So punches are super versatile. They're a lot of fun. And they just add an extra pop to your cards. And so this is coloring with Stampin Blends over here. So please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.